This is Ruben Lowing here in McAllen, Texas. This is Tuesday night. We've changed our BPM meeting from Tuesdays to Wednesdays, so I just got done doing a one-on-one via Zoom with somebody. This guy's already a millionaire, right? A friend of mine from California, and it was interesting because I showed him about the tax advantaged vehicles, and I showed him a graph of a index universal life versus a variable universal life, and his statement was he was like, I want to learn more about that, and he said that I'd have 4 million instead of 2 million. So he wants to know. We're gonna get back to talk more about that on Thursday. All right. But right before that happened, man. So all day I've been thinking about taking advantage of the social media to expand my market. Yesterday, I got invited to be interviewed for a broadcast. I was on Roku and different platforms for the LWN Foundation, and they talk about how to help people and things that you're good for, for your people, for your way to help your neighbors. So I was talking a lot about the fitness and nutrition. Basically, if if everybody ate right and paid as much attention to, proper diet and nutrition as they do about wearing a mask, we wouldn't have this pandemic. And my best friend and his brother was supposed to be on this call too, or on this meeting tonight, and then I got right like 5:30, or I guess it was about 6 o'clock. I got a text from my best friend telling me his mom, who's been in the hospital with complications with the COVID-19, she passed at 5:30 today. And it's trying to keep your energy up when that kind of thing happens. It's hard. It's really hard, and there's nothing I can do. I can't breathe life back into her. I can't squash this virus. I can't get everybody in shape and fit right now. I can't boost their immune system for them. And it's I feel helpless. I hate that. I just hate it. And I'm trying to find something I can salvage out of this, something that can propel me into massive action. My father died in the end of 2019. He got H1N1, and he was put into a coma, and he got the rigidity in his lungs, the fibrosis in his lungs, and he came out of the coma, and nobody thought he would, and he did. It was about 3 weeks, and they put in a tracheotomy, and they put him in a nursing home. And while he was he put him in on Friday. I'm thinking, yeah, he kicked it, that old buzzard. And then get a call from my sister, who's a nurse, on Monday, and found out that he had got a staph infection called Pseudomonas through his tracheotomy, and in 3 days it shut down his liver and his kidneys, and he died. And so I went to his funeral, and I came back, and my dad always wanted me to be successful, and he liked it that I was in this business. And I got after it. I scheduled 4 appointments a day for 3 days in a row. Or, I'm sorry, for 10 days in a row. And I sat with 40 families. And I only wrote business with 3 of them. But it was 6 pieces of business, husband, wife, husband, wife, husband, wife. And my commission, I did 66,000 points with those 6 pieces of business. And I'm like, I did it. I turned the corner. And then my wife came home. My wife came back. She went went back to Florida for a vacation, or to personal vacation, and came back and told me that she didn't want to be married anymore. And I emotionally didn't take that very well, and it put me in a funk that lasted 10 years. And I'm out of it now, and I got my confidence back about 7 months ago. I'm like, what? I mean, I had been working out. I'd lost a bunch of weight, and I'm 57 years old. I did 3 sets of 19 pull-ups today. I did my calisthenic workout yesterday. Did over 200 push-ups. Okay, I'm not running very well. My knees have been bothering me. I was gonna go swimming tonight. I still might swim 1,000 yards in the pool, 20 laps. I hate swimming because it bores me to death, but it's something I got to do because I can't run. And but that emotion that I had when my dad died is kind of what I'm feeling right now. And if I can take that emotion and put it toward this business like I did then, and make the same kind of thing happen like I did then. And I'm learning that with this social media, getting the little tricks that you do. I was watching this guy, Ron Weinberg, and Ron Weinberg is incredible. Ron Weinberg is a mortgage real estate trainer. He's from New York. Not a lot of fluff. He almost apologizes because he's very direct, but it's no fluff. It's all really good information. And he talks a lot about delivering the right. Today was all about. He did a video today, broadcast about your message. When you're sending out the mailers or the emails or the, you're making sure your message is talking to the right people. And then he talked about accountants. It's like accountants and mortgage professionals work against each other because the accountants are always trying to reduce your income so you pay less in taxes. But when you bring your taxes in to get qualified for a loan, you have to ratio. You have to get a high debt to income ratio, 45% at least, right? And sometimes your accountant works against you. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that is something that we can help both of them. Isn't that something? And I never, because accountants, it's kind of like the way I described it. Mortgage, real estate professionals, and accountants, trying to teach them, even though we all look at the same information, it's just we're doing something different with it. Trying to get them to understand what we do for our clients with the same information is like trying to teach a drunk woman how to do the contemporary double two-step. They can't make that adjustment from side to other side, walk, right? And it's kind of the same when you're talking to mortgage and real estate professionals and accountants. The accountants are trying to lower your tax profile so you're paying less in taxes to the government, and the getting all your deductions and the exemptions and all that. And then the mortgage professionals, they're making sure you're, got high enough credit score to qualify. You got, your debt to income ratios 45%, and at least 45% debt to income ratio. The you got 2 years employment history with no gaps. You've got 3 months expenses in reserve, and your clear title and the appraised value, and then presto, you got a loan. Okay, but they're not looking at how soon that what they can do to help that guy pay that loan off, pay that mortgage off faster, right? So he doesn't have that debt hanging over him when he retires, and how he can build up his assets so he has an income stream that can sustain him when he retires. They're not looking at that, but they have all the information. Isn't that crazy? And what if they did? What if they, you do a good turn for somebody, and it's a lot easier to get them to give you that referral, And that was my mindset when I first got in this business, coming from that side of it. And then I saw how much money you could make in this business. I went, oh, right. So, anyway, I was all excited about, the cyber marketing, and trying to bring that back and capitalize on that, and get my team to capitalize. And I got some people on my team that are actually doing it with their other businesses right now that could really blow it up with this business. And I'm just trying to get their attention. And it's like herding cats. I think I may have said this before. I saw a hunter come out of the woods during deer season up in Michigan. There's like 3 feet of brand new snow, and he had like 6 cats following in a single file line. And I'm like, what's he doing with them cats? And my scoutmaster said, well, cats will flush out deer. But for decades, I'm like, how did you get him to follow him in a single file line? And I was doing anti-piracy security, and the guy that recruited me was one of my BUDS instructors, and he was also the chief of training at SEAL Team 4. I was there, and he's the guy that recruited me into doing anti-piracy security. And I was telling him that story. He goes, well, following the hunter's footsteps was probably the easiest path for those cats to follow. And so this is how you herd cats. You have to lead from the front, and they have to have no other option. Having a millionaire get excited about our information, with the Index Universal Life and the tax advantages, was really exciting tonight. Somebody who's got it together. They've been saving their money, but they hadn't been saving it in anything like this, and he wants to know more. That's exciting. When a millionaire is telling me that he wants to know more about what I got, it makes it a lot easier to take when somebody who's not doesn't. All right, have a great night.